welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be going over my top 10 Romantasy series of all time. Some of these are very much predictable and just what everyone else would say, but some of them might surprise you, or maybe you haven't heard of them. So before we go into the top 10, I just wanted to ask you guys to please subscribe and like the video if you find this interesting or if you like my content. And if you want to keep up with me on a more regular day-to-day basis, TikTok is the place to go. I also have an Instagram. They're all linked down below if you guys want to check that out. I also went over my top 10 standalones of all time in a previous video, so if you want to check that out, you can also do that. It's going to be linked in the little iCard, but also it's here on the channel. You can definitely find that out. Okay, so let's start with the 10th place, and don't come for me, okay? But the 10th place goes to Fourth Wing. Yes, I know. Okay, before you come for me and you kill me, let me just say I really liked Fourth Wing. I really like it. I like the romance. I was actually pleasantly surprised. I only read it this year. I read all 3 books all at once. And I really enjoyed it. Like the first one, really liked it, really cool. But then as the story progressed, I liked it less and less, if that makes sense. And it just wasn't like that obsession that a lot of people got. Like I really liked it. It's a really good series, but I wasn't obsessed with it like a lot of people were. So yeah, if you don't know what Fourth Wing is and you've been living under a rock, Fourth Wing is basically like, think of Dragon Academy, okay, but like Deadly Dragon Academy with challenges and like hurdles you have to go through. And you follow this girl, she's our main character, and she's going into this academy against all odds because that is not what she was supposed to be doing. That is not the path she was supposed to be taking. And she has like this medical condition where she's very fragile, she's very sick, she gets hurt really easily, like her things dislocate, it's terrible for her. And she's going and she's like trying to overcome everything and trying to, you know, connect with the dragon. And so we just see her adventure with that and making friends and all of that, right? Even though it's on 10th place, it's a really good book. And I would 100% advise you to go read it. The MMC in this is also top notch. On the 9th spot, we have The War of Lost Hearts. Now, this was actually both surprising to me, but also underwhelming. I really love the series. It's definitely like a really good romancy, but where the fantasy takes like a top spot, okay? If you don't know what it's about, it's basically like we follow this slaved girl, and she's like typically a dancer, but sometimes she's, you know, treated as more. And she escapes her slave master, and she travels across an ocean to go to this academy for like sorcery of sorts. This has been her dream her entire life. She saved up for this. Like she did her best to, like, you know, this is what she's been fighting for. And she arrives there, and there's no professors to teach her, no one available to teach her, no one available to take her because like she's too old, like never practiced magic, doesn't know anything. So they pair her up with this old instructor guy from the war, and he lives like in this little shack in the middle of nowhere. He does not like this institution. He does not like the school, nothing. And so he's now tasked to teach her. He doesn't want to, but he ends up teaching her, and she ends up learning with him. And the story evolves from there. It's a whole story about love, war, about nations fighting each other, but then like the consequences and the people suffering for it. There's so many characters in this that like go through such amazing character development. And so like it's just a very unique, amazing story with a lot of depth, especially a lot of depth. I will say I expected a little bit more. I guess I expected to connect a lot more with the characters than I did. I connected to a character I never thought I would connect. So in the end, I did really like it, but the reason it's at 9 is because like I expected a little bit more from it, if that makes sense. Number 8, we have a very like unknown series. Not a lot of people know about the series, and it's the aspect of Essence. I think it's called the Alpine Archives. It's so good. It's such a great romance. I don't think y'all understand. So the first book, we start off by like getting to know elves and this human princess. Only you have the realm of elves, which is just elves, and then you have the human world where the elves have started to impregnate. Yeah, a few women. Not all elves are pro this, but yeah, this has been happening for centuries because the elves have contracted like this sickness that doesn't allow them to procreate easily. So they have to go to the humans and do that. So now there's humans, elves, and then there's half elves. There's this enemy monstrosity, zombie-like enemies in the elf world, and they need people to fight them. So they go and they reveal to the humans, yeah, you actually have elves. Yeah, you actually have elves, and you actually have magical powers you never knew about because we've been smothering them, yeah, this entire time. So now you're gonna come to the elf world because you're gonna fight our war for us. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. So we follow this princess from like this half-fae princess, and she goes into this academy, but like the prince really likes her, and so they start like developing like, you know, a thing, and it goes from there. Trust me, that is not a big spoiler. Like, that's not even like, you can see where that it's gonna come, okay? And this story just evolves from book to book. I will say the first book for me was the least rated one. Like, it was my least favorite, not because of the romantasy. The romantasy was good, okay? But it was because of the plot. It doesn't have a lot of plot on the first one. It's just setting up the stage. And then the second one, so much is happening, new characters, new storylines, you figure out a few secrets, you figure out things have happened, you also get entwined with characters you never thought you would care about, and like every single character's relationships between each other, it's just, oh my god, I'm obsessed. When it comes to romantasy, I'm obsessed with the series, and it gets better and better with each book. It was supposed to be a trilogy. The author somehow extended it to be now, I think, 5 books, so I was very angry when I got the third one that was released this year, and I realized, no, there's more, because I really wanted to know what happens. But I'm really happy that it's going to continue because it's such a great story. It has a few tropes that I typically wouldn't like, honestly, but I'm really enjoying her take on it, and I'm like, okay, girl, let's see where this is gonna go. It's really cool. And also, it has everything. Elves, magic, multiple types of magic, war, like zombie creatures, okay, creatures. Supposedly it's gonna have more different types of creatures. There's like, look, there's a lot, okay? Various different types of romances. There's someone with DID as well. Like, it's so cool. Honestly, so cool. Such a great series. So if you haven't checked it out, please go check it out. Next up, we have A Discovery of Witches. Now, I was very torn between Aspect of Essence and Discovery of Witches, like which would be top. I put Discovery of Witches first because it's a finished series and I know the entire storyline and I know I like the entire thing. The other one isn't. Discovery of Witches, basically like there's a TV show. The TV show is the story, but it's very altered and very like shortened, okay? The books are so much longer, they have so much more juice, you know? They could have made so many like seasons with this series, but they didn't. So trust me when I tell you the books are so much better, even though the series is cool. So in this series, we follow this girl, like she's a witch, but she doesn't know she's a witch. And she starts like, weird things start happening around her, but she doesn't understand why they're happening, what is going on. She doesn't understand anything, and then she finds out she has powers. She's also been dating this dude from like, this is also, mind you, this starts as like kind of an academia style book, okay? Like dark academia, but not really dark, you know? And they start hanging out, like they're starting to date, and he's technically a vampire. And she finds out he's a vampire later on when she also finds out she has magic. And so they don't know what kind of magic she has. It's a very unique type. They know nothing about it. And they started getting persecuted by other people because like a witch and a vampire having a relationship, it's forbidden. It's extremely forbidden, okay? So the story kind of dives in through there, like it goes from there, but it's just so much. It's so many things at the same time. It has depth. It has, I don't know, dude. I don't even know, like, because anything I tell you will spoiler it. But yeah, it's an amazing story. The first book, loved it. Second book is a little bit too long for what my liking. And mind you, these books are huge. Like, they're huge books. Third book is just the combination of everything, and everything just fits really well. It's really beautifully done. It's really well done. You love every single character. You mourn a few characters too, not because they died, but just because of what happens to them. It's one of those stories where that has stuck with me all these years. And even though I was a little bit in between putting this as like 7 or 8 because I couldn't decide, I still love this story so much, even all these years. And when I went to see the series, and I was just obsessed, okay? And I love the series, but it's like dipping your toes in an ocean of story, okay? Like, it's so much better. The books are so much better. Next up, on the 6th place, we have The Serpent and the Wings of Night. Now, this is the first series in the Crowns of Nyaxa series. I will say it's just the Crowns of Nyaxa in general are here, but like this duology is my favorite. It's the first duology, it's my favorite. I love everything about it, okay? So in the first book, we follow this girl. She's a human. She's the daughter of the Vampire King, but she's human because she was adopted. And all her life, he has taught her how to fight, how to defend herself, and all of that. And she's become quite a stealthy queen, okay? And so in her kingdom, there's this deadly competition that's going to happen where the last person standing can ask a wish from their goddess Nyaxia. And usually what they ask is something to overthrow the current king, which is a very much a really hard thing to happen. But she wants to go into this deadly competition, win it, and if I'm not mistaken, it's to wish for her to become a vampire. So she goes into this competition, she's the only human, and she gets hurt. And she has to join forces with her enemy, a vampire, of course, and his friend, also a vampire, and to survive. This is just to survive. Otherwise, she's dead. She's dead meat, okay? It all unravels from there. It's very good. A very good romance. The characters, fire. The spice, impeccable. I will say, I like the first book a lot more than the second one, but I still like the second one. I just feel like a lot happens on the second one, but not a lot happens at the same time. But I loved the duology itself. I love the characters a lot. Like, I'm obsessed with the story. I love them so much. And when I read the rest of the Crowns of Nyaxia, whenever they show up, whenever they pop up, I'm like, oh my god, my babies! My babies are here. I just love them so much. So, yeah. Serpent in the Wings of Night for sure. In fifth place, we have From Blood and Ash, because obviously I'm a basic bitch and From Blood and Ash is my queen. It's my everything. Like, I love it so much. I love the series so much. Poppy and Castile, my base. They are my base. Okay, so what is this about? In case you don't know and you've been living under a rock, let me tell you. So in this book, we follow Poppy. She is like this virgin offering that has to be very pure, untouched, all in white, uses a mask. No one can know who she is. No one can see her. No one can sully her by putting their eyes on her, okay? Only a few people know what she looks like, and she's like kept protected at all times. And at the same time, you have this new guard that's come to guard her and join her older guard, which is like a father figure to her. He's come and join, and she's like, okay, this dude is actually hot. He looks cool, cute. Like, is he working out down there? Damn, he's sweaty. He looks cute. But she shouldn't have these thoughts because she's supposed to be pure, okay, in mind, body, and soul. But, you know, things happen. Also, what a lot of people don't know is that Poppy has been trained by her guard, the father figure, since she was very young. She's been trained to fight with swords, daggers, any sharp things, bow and arrow, everything, okay? She knows how to protect herself. She knows how to fight. He has been there and has taught her everything in secret. So no one really knows this. No one at all except her and him. She basically is kept to her rooms, like imprisoned, basically. She goes out to do a few things here and there, but they're very like godly and pure and shit like that. But obviously she has an escape route from her room, and she escapes and she goes out into the world and she sees things and she does things and everything. And there's these kids that have been disappearing, and these deaths that happening and randomly. And also there's these like creatures, like vampire type, zombie type creatures that have been attacking, and from time to time they do attack the human realms. And like everyone is like, what the hell is going on? Like, how can we defeat them? And so she's kind of worried about all of these things, and she starts like escaping, but her guard starts catching her to it, okay? And there's story delves from there. I don't want to give you any more because like that will spoil it, but like it's so much more than this, okay? This is just the tip of the iceberg. Like, there's so much more to the story, and the MMC is a savage. For her, but he's a savage. Oh my god. And like, you end up falling in love with Poppy, with the MMC, with MMC's friend. Like, you fall in love with this. This is a very, very, very good story. It's also extremely spicy. So if you don't like spice, just forget about it, okay? Like, it's extremely spicy. Even for me, like, I like the spice, but when it comes to a point where they're having too much spice, I'm like, god damn it, that's enough. I'm sick and tired of it at this point, okay? But like, you know, yeah. The story is so rich, so good. It goes through twists and turns. It's amazing. In fourth place, we have the Plated Prisoner series. And when I tell you this is my bae, this is my boo, this is everything. Like, Oren is my everything, and Rip. Oh my god. I cannot even begin to tell you how much I love them. How much I love the living crap out of them. This story basically follows this girl, Oren, and she is a prisoner inside King Midas's castle. And when I say prisoner, I really do mean a prisoner. She lives within a gilded cage. Think of a bird cage, right? around her room. But then she has a door that takes her to the library or takes her to the main hall, takes her wherever she needs to go in these passageways that also are in a cage. So wherever you're going to see her, if she goes to the main hall, she has a little area that has that gilded bird cage, and she can only stay in there. She cannot exit unless the king opens the door for her to exit. So she's basically like kept like a little jewel, and she's basically one of the king's saddles, aka prostitutes. Whores. And the queen does not like her at all, okay? And then one day, like, the king is gonna go out of the castle and she's gonna go with him and shit happens. Now, the story goes from there, but I will say, this story is, I think, 6 or 7 books long, and it's a few books too long, okay? I love every single second of it, every single word. I would not take a single word out of it. There are books in this series that just are uneventful, but they give you so much backstory, so much introspection into who Oren is, so much information into who she is, what she is, like how she is, like everything, okay? And without that, I don't think it would have the impact that it does. Because for me, this story, the main pretense of this story is character growth. That's it. Like, you see Oren go from this Stockholm Syndrome, brainwashed, stupid little girl into this amazing, one-of-a-kind, strong FMC that has, like, she's independent, she can tackle the whole world, she loves herself, she puts herself first, she's like, it's just, and seeing her go through all the mental gymnastics and like all the like gaslighting he does to her, all the messing around with her brain, and her like slowly like destroying that and deconstructing that and realizing, wait, this is not healthy, this is not love, I thought he loved me, but this isn't love. This is obsession. And the story just moves, like, it's so amazingly done that it will be forever one of my favorite series of all time. Like, I love this so much. And it was to a point where I was reading this and I was having anxiety. Literal anxiety. Like, I had warnings on my watch telling me, like, hey, your heart rate is actually very accelerated. Do you want to stop what you're doing? I'm like, no, I'm going to keep reading because I can't move on from this, okay? It's so good. So amazing. I love it, but yes, I do agree it has a few books too many. I feel like the first and second book could have been one, third book needs to be its own thing, then fourth and fifth could have been one, then like the sixth, I think it's 6 in total, or 7, whatever. You know what I mean? You get the gist. But like, yeah, they could have, but at the same time, we would have lost so much if they were. So it's a double-edged sword, to be fair, but it's an amazing series. In third place, we have ACOTAR. Now, I'm just gonna leave this here. You want to go off in the comments, go ahead, I don't really care. It's the first story of ACOTAR. So if you don't know, the ACOTAR series has like the first trilogy, has a little novella, which is the 4th, and then the 5th book follows a different character. I'm talking about the main story, but the novella can be included too. So the first 4 books, okay, those are what I consider my favorite ACOTAR books. I don't connect with Nessa that much. That's why for me, like, the 5th book is not that big of a deal for me. It's a Beauty and the Beast retelling, right? Where the Beast's curse is actually done by a third entity. Like, there's like the evil witch that caused the curse is still there. And so our main character, Freya, she has to go and try to break the curse for true love and whatever and nonsense. And she goes through a lot of different trials. And that's when kind of things hit the fan. But the first book, that's what it's about. But the second book is just completely different. The second book, you're like, nah, I don't believe what the other people are saying. And then you're like, oh my God, yes. Love it, okay? The story is amazing. Just everything about it, it's so good. And the thing with ACOTAR was, I started reading it because someone told me to read it. And by the 6th chapter, I was obsessed. I hadn't devoured a book like that in so long. I'd been liking my books, but I've been a little bit, not slumpy, but like, I liked them, but I wasn't obsessed with them. Like, I could not put the book down like I used to when I was a kid. And that just brought me back that joy. And then the second book is just even better. Yeah. And a lot of people talk about chapter 55. I love chapter 54 a lot more. Yeah, chapter 54 gets me to tears every single time I read it. And I've read it quite a few times, unfortunately, due to TikTok and people sharing the fucking chapter on TikTok, and I just bawl every time I start reading it. Yeah, I love it so much. So much. Number 2 is Immortal Instruments from the Shadowhunter series. Now, if you don't know the Shadowhunter world, you're lost, okay? But this was my holy grail in my teens. Like, my holy grail. I have a tattoo, okay? Holy grail in my teens. I love it so much. It's absolutely insane. Basically, the premise is all the stories are true. I know. Corny. But it's true. So in this world, there's demons and there's vampires and there's witches and warlocks, werewolves, all of it. And you also have the Shadowhunters. The Shadowhunters are the ones that they're like a mix between human and angel, and they protect the human and the human world against the demons, okay? The demons are the ones that aren't supposed to be there. All the other ones, they're cool, they're supposed to be there, demons are not. We follow this girl. She's a normal girl, very normal. And then she starts seeing these symbols all over the place. She starts seeing these symbols, and she starts writing these symbols, and it's like this rune. And she doesn't know what the fuck is going on, and she thinks she's going crazy and going insane, and she's seeing people that aren't there. It's absolutely insane. And then one day she gets a call, and her mom is like screaming, telling her, don't come home, don't come home, don't come home. She gets home, her mom is abducted, and there's demons in her house after her, trying to kill her. And then one of the shadow hunters, one of the people that she's been seeing, Jace, he goes into her house and like saves her, kills the demons, all of that, and takes her back to the shadow hunter place. And they figure out she's actually connected to this world, which she never knew because her mom had been hiding that from her entire life, okay? And there's a lot more to this, because there's this one guy, this bad guy, he's trying to come back into power with the use of demons, and they have to fight against him. And that's like the premise of the story, right? But it's so much more, and it was like my teen dream. I love it. The movie, yes. The series, trash. In the bin, okay? If you're a fan of the books, you cannot be a fan of the series. There's no other way, okay? No other way. And movie, Jason Clary? Yes. And my number one is very much obvious, okay? Like, if you don't know this, then I don't know what, if you can't guess this about me, then I don't know what to tell you, but it's Throne of Glass. Yeah, it does start off as a romance in my defense, and the romance in the book is also very important still. So I do find like this to be within the realms between fantasy and romantasy, okay? And so that's why I chose it. And also I could not leave it behind. Like, it's one of my favorite series of all time. If we were talking fantasy as a general term, including fantasy, high fantasy, romantasy, everything, this would still be my top one. The rest of them would probably be much different, but my top one would always be this one. I love it so much, I cannot begin to explain to you. Have a tattoo, have another tattoo. Like, I plan on getting more tattoos. Like, I just love them so much, and I love our FMC, Selena, so much. I can't even begin to explain to you how much I love her. I did the tandem read, so I do advise you to do the tandem read. I read Assassin's Blade 4th. I do think it would have been read better as a 3rd, but I read it 4th, and I love it like that. If I read Assassin's Blade first, I would not connect to these characters at all, okay? But I get it. Some people, that might not be it. Make your choice. But tandem read is not optional, bitches. Tandem read is a lot of work, but it's not optional. You don't understand, because when one book is getting a slumpy and not great, the other one just comes up and becomes better. And there's parts that you read at the same time, and they just mesh so well. Trust me, tandem read it, okay? If you don't know what Throne of Glass is, I don't even know how to explain it to you, okay? There's this girl, Selena, she's an assassin. She was taken to this slavery camp, basically, and she's mining. I think she's mining. Yeah, she's mining in this camp, and she gets lashed constantly, okay? And one day, this prince and his bodyguard come up and be like, yeah, you're gonna fight for us in this competition that the king set up, and you're going to win it. We want you to win it. The reward, you're gonna be the king's top assassin, but you're going to be able to be free after a few years of working for him. So you'll have your freedom and you're out of this place. And she's like, take me home. I'm cool with that. Obviously, the story unravels after that, but there's so much to the story. That initial book starts to show you a few things here and there that don't quite make sense. Things here and there, there's a lot more to the story than it meets the eye. And then it just becomes this whirlwind of an adventure that will never leave your mind ever, and that will haunt you to the end of your days on this earth. And yeah, guys, that's my top 10 romantasy series of all time. I have been reading a lot of romantasy in the past 2 years, a lot. I've been definitely on my romantasy kick. I do want to get back into my fantasy era, but I have been in a romantasy kick, and I will say, there's a lot of really good romantasies out there, but a lot of them just don't leave an impact. And to me, these were the ones that impacted me the most. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I will see you next week with another video. Ooh, it's gonna be a wrap-up. It's gonna be September wrap-up, and I have a lot of books I read this month. A lot, actually. So it's gonna be a good wrap-up, I know it. And also, we're gonna talk about October TBR, and I already have it. It's literally, I already have it. I finished it last night. I'm very excited for October. I hope I like my TBR, but I'm really excited for it. I really am. So yeah, that's it. Bye guys.